Good morning. Welcome next week will be the start of week 3. We'll be starting on chapter 2. And I just wanted to do a good start off for this next week and cover a couple of questions that I'm getting from quite a few people. So the first one I'm getting is about the discussions. And I know it's always a little bit more challenging, but if you have questions about the setup of the discussion, you can always go back to that first in the start of the modules where it talks about how the discussions are due. And so as you'll remember, if we go into the calendar view here, your discussion, so chapter 1 opened on last Friday, the 22nd. The initial discussion post was due on the Wednesday, the 27th. I've extended this first week because I think you're all trying to get used to these courses. And then your replies were to start on the 28th. The due date on the discussion is listed as February 1st. So some of the questions that I'm getting are related to the fact that, what do you mean the discussion was due on Wednesday? The due date says February 1st. So perhaps you didn't watch my video and you're not watching these videos, so it's not going to help, but that's what I'm referring to. So sorry for those of you who are feeling like you're up on that. So just make sure that you're following this kind of pattern here each week. Again, it's set up with the intent that there's plenty of discussion posts for each of you to reply to. And that for those of you who have your initial discussion post done in time, you have people who are replying to you so that it actually is a discussion versus just you're posting something. So here we are in the 29th. Chapter 2 is opening today. So we'll be jumping into chapter 2. Again, as a quick reminder, that initial discussion post for chapter 2 is going to be due on Wednesday, the 3rd. The due date is going to be listed as February 8th, but your chapter 2 discussion will be due on Wednesday, the 3rd. The replies will start on Thursday, the 4th. Another question that has come up is about the extra credit. Some of you are noticing that there's a spot for extra credit each week. And again, I know that first week you have so many classes and you're going through so many things, so you may not have caught on to what I said about extra credit. So you can always go back and read about the directions for the extra credit here in the Getting Started. And basically each week, somewhere within the material, I'm going to have some sort of question or, something I want you to post on. So it could be in one of these videos. It could be actually in an opening page. It could be in an announcement midweek. So the intent there is, one, it's usually something interesting for you to write about in terms of the post, so the extra credit's valid, but it's also motivating you to make sure you read through everything. And I know there's a lot in there, but it's pretty well laid out. And so I think most of the discussions will get you to where you need to get to in terms of being able to do the assignments. If you are using your phone app for Canvas, do not take the tests on the phone app. If you have any issues with the test, it doesn't show that you've attempted it, and there's a lot of glitches with it. So I highly recommend not using your app for anything other than maybe reading through instructions or something on those lines. And then I know for some of you, you go into this, the to-do list, and you kind of base everything that you need to get done based on the to-do list, and you're probably going to miss some things if you do that. Most of it's there, but it's not going to give you everything. So again, go to the calendar, scroll down here on the home page. It's going to give you a play-by-play what's due that day. It also gives you the reminders. So here, chapter 2 initial discussion post is due today. And I've had some of you, most of these you can click on the link and it will take you to the assignment. But if you click on this link, for instance, either here or in the calendar, it just takes you to the calendar. It doesn't show anything because it's just a placeholder. So just wanted to cover that. Sorry for the basics on these for those of you who are really, you kind of have it down, but I want to make sure everyone's on the same page so that we're all getting what we're supposed to do. So anyway, moving on to chapter 2. So chapter 2 is kind of an interesting chapter. Within chapter 2, we're going to be talking about some of the nutrition tools, standards, and guidelines. A lot of you indicated to me your interest is, how do I plan what does a healthy meal plan look like? What are the guidelines for that? There's so much misinformation in the press right now. And this one really kind of walks you through exactly what you're looking for. So differentiating, so some of the things you're going to be looking at are, in the front cover of your book, it will show you with the list of what your vitamin, mineral, carb, fiber, calorie intake should be based on your weight, age, male, female, and it kind of gives you that very, very specific number that you're shooting for. We'll be talking a little bit about the USDA food guidelines. We're going to be talking about nutrient density. So the more nutrient dense your foods are, the less calories you're going to get in them and the more nutrients, and some of the dietary guidelines for Americans. And it's also going to give you your to-do list for the week listed out right here. And yeah, and so again, I would start here, take a peek at this, and then just start working through the information. A good way to really manage your week is to kind of look at what's coming up. Usually you have the discussion, the quiz, and the assessment. And this week, I think I also have a play posit, and I really like this lifestyle is medicine. Some of you are having issues for some reason. When you go into that, let me put it in, I think I can do it in student mode when I go in there. So when you go into these play posits, this is what it will look like from your view. This is what you should see from your view. And so you're going to click into that. You have to watch the whole video. You can't skip through the video, which is why it's in play posit, and you have to answer all of the questions to get credit for it. If you stop short, you're not going to get the credit for it because you won't be able to answer all of the questions in there. So be sure to do that. It's a little dry. I will say this is probably not the best video, but I think the information in there is really good information. So, and I think I've told you guys this before. If you go into this,
Dr. David Katz,
let me mute him. And I think you guys know this. You can click on the speed, and if you're a fast listener and you can process it, you can go to 2 times the speed. So this video that is 14 minutes long is now 7 minutes long. So that's one way to navigate getting through these videos. Even my videos getting through faster. My videos, I've heard though people say that it sounds like you can't even understand it when I'm going. So remember, you have to go through the whole video. There will be questions in here that you can access. And then also with these videos, if you're trying to get to them from your phone, it probably isn't pulling up for you. So I know there's some confusion regarding that. I go on through Chrome and I have no problem. So Chrome, Firefox seem to be, you seem to be able to access them. If you're not accessing them through that, I would recommend contacting the helpline at Canvas and ask them, because as you can see, it works. And I have several of you who've already taken the test. So it could just be a problem of connectivity. You know, one of the things students have told me is they have to clean out their cache. So, you know, backing out of your computer, closing it down, clean out your cache, and then go back into it. Sometimes that can work. So, and if you're not sure how to do that, I would say Google it, because I probably can't walk you through it because I'm not that savvy.